So I'm really happy to be able to show all of my books in the right places. Everything's got its own spot and stuff. So this video is going to be focusing on the manga half of my library. And then the next one I'll do the Western comics half. So if you're not really into manga, don't worry, you can skip this one. Tune in for the next one, and we'll go over all like my omnibus and Western stuff. So anyway, let's get started. I'm starting downstairs because this is my like immediate to read pile. These are the books that I keep these down by the bed so that I can read these, while I'm relaxing, lounging downstairs. This is just ongoing stuff, new books that I need to catch up on. I'm obviously a little bit behind. I usually don't have this big of a stack to go through, so I need to get working on it, but I figured let me take a few minutes to do a video, and then I'll start reading some books today. And I have another half dozen or so that should be arriving tomorrow. So that's just a good look at like the current things that I'm reading right now. Anyway, let's go upstairs. Let's go check it out. See my library. See what's going on. Things are going to look different. Like I said, I got new shelves, got new stuff going on. Okay, let's go. All right. So we're going to focus on the manga half of the library. So I'm going to start on this shelf right here. This shelf, largely I describe it as mostly Kodansha with some other publishers. Mostly these are series that are still ongoing. So from the top, you can see like Attack on Titan. I've got one of the Master Editions of Fairy Tail, Card Captor, Magic Knight, Ray Earth, hardcovers. These are still ongoing series. And I also have them kind of grouped by size. So the larger books are at the top, and then it goes down and stuff that's slightly smaller. I only have half of the 12 volumes of Gundam The Origin. I haven't collected the whole thing yet. And then it gets into a bunch of the hardcovers from Kodansha, Saint Young Men, Vinland Saga, and then paperbacks. Die Wergelder, I only have the first volume of Again. I still haven't read it, so I don't know if I want to keep continuing to, or I don't know if I want to continue buying it. I just found that one for cheap somewhere. Cells at Work and Cells at Work Black, Drifting Dragons, Gleipnir, Grand Blue Dreaming, another first volume that I haven't read yet to try that series for Land of the Lustrous, To Your Eternity, Welcome to the Ballroom. I have the first 4 volumes. Witch Hat Atelier, I think is how it's pronounced. A Silent Voice, fantastic series. And now we're getting into the standard-sized Kodansha volumes. And there are some of these, like A Silent Voice and Animal Land, are complete. I still need to get a new copy of Volume 8 of Animal Land. Mine was damaged. It doesn't have a cover, basically. Battle Angel Last Order is also complete. I also have a funky looking version of volume 17. And then Mars Chronicles still ongoing. Fire Force, that one's still ongoing. I'm caught up with that. Parasite is a complete one. Seven Deadly Sins. I know this one is supposed to be concluding soon in Japan. But I'm caught up with the Western release. And then I've got a couple of first volumes that we get into the Yen Press stuff. So Smoke and Parade Volume 1. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volume 1. Delicious in Dungeons, Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. I haven't caught up yet with Yaomushi Pedal, but I have the first 6. And then I have one book from Denpa, and that's Kaiji, Gambling Apocalypse. I really enjoyed this first volume, so I'm really excited to get the second one and keep reading. And then some vertical books, Opossums, Tropic of the Sea, Ajin 1 through, it's going to get really dark down here, 13, and then 7 Seas. I've got Maiden Abyss, Afro Samurai, Devilman Grimoire, and Devilman vs. Hades. High Rise Invasion. I got How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, Nicola Traveling Around the Demon's World, and then a couple of series from other publishers. Cromartie High School, which sadly only the first 12 out of 17 were released in the US. The last 5 have not ever been released and may never be released. And then Now volumes 1 through 4, which I was gifted alongside that Smoke in Paradise book by my good friend Gio from A Week in Geekdom. I do videos with him every week on the Omnibus Collector channel. Now I'm going to move from here to the other side of this Kallax shelf because the rest of my books from those publishers is kind of over here. And this is like more the complete stuff. So some of the single volume sets like Troublemakers, 2-volume set, Ryuko, all of my Akira hardcovers and the companion. I've got the 6 hardcovers for Battle Angel Alita, the box set for Ghost in the Shell, and then Fantagraphics books. I've got Otherworld Barbara, And that first volume of Clan. I'm really sorry about the darkness in the back here. I only have one light in this room, and this shelf tends to block it back here. This is The Walking Man, Nijigahara Holograph, the first 3 volumes of Battle Royale, the Ultimate Edition, because the last 2 are impossible to find. If anyone has a lead, let me know. I'm looking for them for a decent price. 2-volume hardcover set of Speed Racer, the 2 hardcovers of the original Devilman, Pink by Kyoko Okazaki. I've got the 10-volume omnibus set of Blade of the Immortal back here, all 10 volumes of Inuyashiki. And then Silver Spoon is not yet complete, but volume 14 will be out pretty soon in the next couple months, so I left some room for that. I have one more Denpa book here, and that's Super Dimensional Love Gun by Shintaro Kago. And then I have the 4-volume complete Flowers of Evil from Vertical. Now I'm going to come back around and start up on this shelf back into the light. This skinny shelf here is my Dark Horse shelf. I used to have pretty much filled all the way to the top, but I sold the paperback editions of Berserk and Hellsing in favor of the hardcovers. I'm putting a lot of faith in Dark Horse in hoping that they do not cancel either of those lines before they are up to date or complete. So I've got the 4th hardcover of Berserk is coming in the mail, should be here tomorrow. Those are beautiful hardcovers. I absolutely love the series. Continuing down, I've got Crying Freeman, all 5 volumes. I'm missing volume 2 of Drifters because for some reason it's really expensive. I've got the first 3 out of, I think there's going to be 4 total omnibus of Elfen Lied. Gantz 1 through 3, and then 4 is down here. That's going to be like 13 or 14 volumes total once it's all said and done. Gigantomaxia, this was a single volume manga by Kentaro Miura of Gantz. And then I've got these 3 next ones are all the H.P. Lovecraft books from Dark Horse. And then I have all 11 volumes of I Am a Hero. The first volume of Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service. That was another, I got the first volume for cheap so I could try it out. Mob Psycho 100, Tony Takizaki's Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is kind of like a gag Evangelion book. Old Boy Volume 1, Star Blazers Volume 1. This next shelf is all of my Trigun. So the 2, I actually have these are pretty neat. These are hardcover editions. They are Barnes & Noble exclusive hardcovers of the original 2 volumes of Trigun. And then the rest of Maximum I have in the standard paperback versions. And then the next shelf starts up my Tokyo Pop. Unfortunately, I have a small stack, the Cowboy Bebop and Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star books that did not fit on this shelf. So moving all the way back up, at the top I got Fulikuli, GTO The Early Years, which was concluded from Vertical. And then the original GTO series. I still need to buy the GTO 14 Days of Shonen series. And I've got Harlem Beat, which was retitled by Tokyo Pop as Rebound. It was published back when Tokyo Pop was still called Mix. And then they released the first 9 volumes before releasing it as Rebound for the next 18 volumes. Then I've got Love Hina, Planets 1 through 4/2. That one is now available in a 2-volume omnibus set, but I still have my original copies. And then I've got all of Rave Master here. This is the series by Hiro Mishima that preceded Fairy Tail. I absolutely loved Rave Master. I wish it was a lot more popular than it is. And I have all of Samurai Deeper Kyo, which I was able to procure with the help of my good friend Nelson. And then on my next shelf, this starts my Viz Media stuff. Viz Media makes up probably more than half of my total manga. So at the top of this shelf, I have all of my, there's a few ongoing Viz titles. So I have Komi Can't Communicate, Zelda Twilight Princess, and Radiant. And then completed Viz Media series, Banana Fish, Cross Game, Excel Saga, Flame of Rekka. I'm only missing volume 29, which is super rare. I just have a placeholder in there. Magi, volumes 1 through 37. Opart's Hunter, which was originally called 666 Satan. It's not a very popular series, but it is written and drawn by Seishi Kishimoto, and you can very easily see the comparison between this series and Naruto as far as the art goes. Seishi is the twin brother of the creator of Naruto. One Pound Gospel from Rumiko Takahashi, and then I've got the first 2 generations of the Pokemon Adventures manga. I never continued with it, or I haven't continued with it, I should say. And I don't know if I want to. I think I might be satisfied just with the first 2 generations. And I've got Ranma 1/2, and then after Ranma 1/2 is Zatch Bell. Zatch Bell, and there's a few volumes of Zatch up there, is kind of sad because they never released the last like 7 or 8 volumes. So in the US, they only released up to 25. A little bit sad. But I collected all of it because it was super cheap. Most of them you can see are like ex-library copies. I still have to take the stickers off of. Then I start my Viz hardcovers. Drifting Classroom, that's going to be a 3-volume set. I've got volume 2 downstairs. Full Metal Alchemist, I used to have the paperbacks for this, but then sold them to upgrade to these really beautiful hardcovers. There's going to be like 17 total, I think. 20th Century Boys, this is also one that I upgraded into from the normal editions to the perfect editions, because I only own the first 9 of the regular paperbacks. I really love these thick perfect editions, though. It's a fantastic series. Beastars, one of my current favorite ongoing manga series. Dead Demons, DD Destruction from Inio Asano. Golden Kamui, fantastic series. Levius and Levius Est, a great fighting series. I still have not continued reading or buying Master Keaton, but I have the first volume here, and I only have the first 4 volumes of Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. No Guns, No Life, and then I'm missing the first volume of Rand in the Grey World because it was on back order whenever I ordered it, and I still haven't gotten it. I'm not up to date with Terraformers. Only have the first 9. I've got Ultraman, the first 4 of Urusei Yatsura, and the 5th one is downstairs. And then Way of the House Husband 1 and 2. Now from here, I go over to the other side of my collects that I was showing earlier. I love this shelf because not only is it huge and has its 5x5 cubes, but it's deep enough that I can have 2 rows of books. So I really love that. So from here, actually, let me start on the other side again. Alphabetically, I have to start over here. These are my completed Viz signature series. I've got Biomega, Dorohedoro, and Fire Punch on this side. And then back on the other side, Goodnight Poon Poon, Ikigami, Monster, Pluto, Real, which is not really concluded. It's just on a really long hiatus. I think it actually recently came back in Japan. Solanin, Tenjo Tenge, Tokyo Ghoul, and Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is 1 more volume coming out, so I left some space there for that last volume. All You Need Is Kill. I got the Death Note Black editions. Zelda Link to the Past, Tekken Kincrete, Abara, Cats of the Louvre, Sunny, the hardcover box set of Revolutionary Girl Utena, all of my Junji Ito books, Uzumaki, Gyo, Tomie, Fragments of Horror, Shiver, Frankenstein, Smashed, and the newest volume, No Longer Human, plus the 2 paperbacks from other publishers, Cat Diary and Dissolving Classroom. Got the 5 volumes of the Zelda Legendary Edition. And then these are a few like older Viz books. I'll get a little closer to show them. This Pokemon series is the one that was based on the anime, not the one, not Pokemon Adventure. So this is different. This one, they would include little miniature comic issues in like when you bought the Pokemon VHSs. So this was really cool. I really enjoyed this. I've got the first volume of Fist of the North Star, and then the even volumes of My the Psychic Girl. I haven't found the odd volumes yet. All 5 of the larger editions of Neon Genesis Evangelion. There's a fantastic manga adaptation. And then down here, I've got my Vizbig editions. I've got Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I have 1 random volume of Dragon Ball AF that I found at a half-price books, and I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and buy it, because what are the chances I'm ever going to find that when I've only ever seen it super expensive on eBay, so that's kind of neat. Just kind of a cool thing to have. Inuyasha, I'm missing volume 5 because there was a snafu with the mail and it got delivered to my old address, and then they delivered it back to the people and I never got it. And I need to replace 6 because it has horrible sun damage from this old library copy. But I have the rest of the series. And then I have Vagabond up to date. This one's also on a long hiatus and technically not up to date. I don't have volume 37. But I have all of the Viz Big editions. So that wraps up this area. And then the last, not really last, but like this whole section, this is my favorite part of my manga collection. This is all my Shonen Jump stuff. So on this part right here, this thin shelf is my Shonen Jump Advanced section. Shonen Jump Advanced is now defunct, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this was basically, I guess you could say, like the more mature reader stuff. It was, instead of being for like younger teenagers, it was for like 16 and up. So at the top, in alphabetical order, these are all complete. I've got Assassination Classroom, and that goes into Buso Renkin, which goes into Claymore, and then I've got Ice Shield 21. These are fantastic series, all of these. And then I've got Food Wars, which isn't yet complete in the US, but I left space for the last 3 volumes, so when it's completed later this year, I won't have to move this series from the other side over here and move things around. Gunblaze West, Ultimate Muscle, that one took a while for me to find all of, but I'm glad that I finally got it. I really wish, on the note of Ultimate Muscle, that I know it's never going to happen because it was never popular enough, but I really wish that they would have released the other Kinnikuman material in English somewhere, somehow. Oh well. And then Ultimo, that was the series that Hiroyuki Takei, the guy who did Shaman King, did along with Stan Lee. And then the real meat of my shonen corner is over here. So I still have some stuff that's not shelved. I need to move some things around. But starting from the top, I've got hardcovers and stuff. Now this is basically just all JoJo right here. That first book, some people might be aware of it, a lot of people might not, but Rohan at the Louvre, that is a original graphic novel that Araki did focusing on the character of Rohan, who appears, of course, in Diamond is Unbreakable, the 4th part, and it was written specifically for the Louvre Museum, and they published it, and they published it in English. It's actually existed for probably, God, I don't know when it came out, but I know I saw it at my wife's university's library, and that was like probably 8 years ago that I saw it there. So it's been out in English for a while. It's a pretty fun little thing. I recommend it. It's not too expensive to find it on like eBay. Next to that, those thin, colorful little books, those are the 8 issues of Bao. And Bao is a comic that preceded, or manga that preceded JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, also by Araki. It's available in 2 thick paperbacks, but those are super expensive, and these issues are actually larger anyway, so I figured I'd just buy those. I think you can find them for $4 or less per issue. And then I've got the hardcovers of parts 1, 2, and 3 of JoJo complete, the first 4 of part 4, and that's still ongoing, of course. And then I get into the Shonen Jump paperback stuff, the complete stuff at the top. Beat is not actually complete. It was on a really long hiatus in Japan, and then they just canceled it in the US, but it's a really fun series. I really recommend it. A lot of cool characters and concepts and stuff in there, and really nice art. Black Cat, that one's complete in 20 volumes. Black Torch, I've got all 74 volumes of Bleach. Kawa, a single volume by Akira Toriyama, and also by Toriyama is Dr. Slump 1 through 18. Over here, Hikaru no Go, which of course features art by Takeshi Obata, who did Death Note after that. Hoshinengi, complete with 23 volumes. Another single volume by Toriyama, Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. Kind of acts as a prelude to Dragon Ball Super, in a way. Knights of the Zodiac, I have that series complete. I have all 15 of the 2-in-1 Kuroko's Basketball. Muyo and Roji's BSI, complete in 18 volumes. I have all 72 volumes of Naruto. And I also have the epilogue volume, the Seventh Hokage and the Scarlet Spring. Prince of Tennis, complete. This is another one I wish they would publish another part of. It'd be cool to get the Prince of Tennis, Shin Prince of Tennis, or New Prince of Tennis. Rurouni Kenshin, complete. Sandland is next to Kenshin. That's another single volume by Toriyama. And then I've got all 32 volumes of Shaman King, all 31 volumes of Slam Dunk, which is one of my absolute favorite manga series, all 20 volumes of Tegami Bachi, followed by all 43 volumes of Toriko, the 24 volumes of Whistle. I have all the 3-in-1 volumes for the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, plus the spin-off R, which is the only spin-off I own because it's placed within the timeline of the original series. I have the 19 volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho, and we're getting dark down here because there's lack of light. Black Clover 1 through 19, and this is the first, Zombie Powder 1 through 4, which is a canceled series by Tite Kubo, who did Bleach. This was before Bleach. Really fun series, cool concepts. I wish he would have considered going back to it, but alas, here we are. And then we get to my ongoing series. First Black Clover 1 through 19, and then Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist, I want to point out, is a series. I didn't point this out on Food Wars, but you can see the Shonen Jump Advanced logo all the way up to 21. And of course, I have new printings of some of the old ones, so it has the new logo. But this was a Shonen Jump Advanced book up until recently. And then with the most recent volume, it's now just under Shonen Jump. Because they got rid of Shonen Jump Advanced. Now everything just goes under Shonen Jump. So Advanced is no longer a thing. Boruto, Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone. I know it's pretty hard to see down here, and I'm really sorry about that. I've got the Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha, a quick, funny volume. Dragon Ball Super, got Haikyuu, Up to Date, Hunter x Hunter, which is, Hunter x Hunter is another series that did the same thing with the logo is now just Shonen Jump. It's no longer part of Shonen Jump Advanced. Jujutsu Kaisen, I still need to put away the second volume. My Hero Academia. This series, Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, is actually complete. I just don't have all the volumes of it. And I have One Piece volumes 1 through... It's dark, but there's a lot more One Piece down here. 92. One Punch Man. I have the first 2 volumes of Platinum End, Promised Neverland, and the first 8 volumes of World Trigger. So I'm behind on those 2 series. So that's everything. Let's take a quick scan again. Got my Shonen Jump stuff over here. The backside of my Kallax. Got the Shonen Jump Advanced shelf right here. The front side of the Kallax with all the other Viz Signature series that are complete. My ongoing Viz Signature, my completed Viz, and my ongoing Viz books on this shelf. My Tokyo Pop and Dark Horse shelves. And then that first shelf we looked at with Yen Press, Kodansha, Vertical, all those publishers, and the big books at the top. So that is my manga collection. I haven't counted how many volumes it was. I meant to do that before the video, so I apologize. But I've been collecting this since I was like 13. I'm 29 right now. I'm almost 30. So for most of my life, legitimately most of my life, I've been collecting manga. So some of these volumes I've actually had since back then. Some of these books are that old. I'm not trying to say that in like a gatekeepery type of I've been collecting manga for a long time type of way, but just to say I didn't get this stuff overnight. This was not just like within the last year or so. I've literally been collecting manga for most of my life. This collection has moved with me across different states, different cities, to many different homes. And this is where it is now, and this is where it's looking to stay for a while. And I'm really pleased with the way that everything looks right now. Like I said earlier in my video, the last time that I showed my my library. I didn't have everything in here complete. I didn't have everything put away the way I wanted it to be. I needed to buy new shelves. Now everything looks the way I want it to. So I'm really, really happy about that, and I hope you guys had a good time watching me show my manga collection. If there's stuff that I don't have that you think I should have, it's probably on my list already of stuff that I want to pick up, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I think I fixed my comments. I think on my last video, I know I couldn't have comments because I hadn't updated something on my my channel yet since getting it back from having been hacked. So I think you can sound off in the comments below if there's anything that you want me to review. In particular, I'm happy to do reviews on different series. If there's anything that you think that I need to pick up and read, because there's a lot of stuff out there that I obviously don't have. If there's things that you think that I would enjoy, let me know. I'll let you know if it's on my list, or I'll let you know if I'm going to add it to my list. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. I hope you enjoyed the tour as much as I enjoyed giving it. I love comics and I love manga and anime have been part of my life for a very long time, so it's really cool. I'm happy to start embracing that in my channel, and I'm happy to start doing more videos relating to this stuff. And then if you guys want to see it, I can also show off in another video after I do my Western comic stuff. I can also show off my anime collection, which I have just in the other room here, my media room. So let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.